Oh, hi, it's me, the lady Miss VaginaJenkins, and it's time for Queer Astrology. It's also Mercury retrograde time. It's not a scary time. It's just a time to be slow and intentional and understand that sometimes when things break down or fall apart, it's an opportunity for us to revise and consider our plans more intentionally. Yeah, that's what I'll say about that. To that end, I spent the last couple of weeks of March pre-recording all of my April Mercury retrograde content because I knew that the time between April 1st and April 25th, when Mercury was in retrograde or is in retrograde, would be potentially a difficult time with communication, with technology, that kind of thing. And so I thought to get ahead of that by pre-recording all of my content for that time span. And then today, April 1st, where Mercury actually stations retrograde, I decided to reconsider that plan. So I spent the weekend revamping my website, and I just noticed that a lot of the astrology reading types and offerings that I had listed on my website didn't feel very clear. I think there was a lot of overlap between different types of readings, and I think that there was some astrology jargon used that wasn't necessarily communicating what I wanted it to communicate. So, in full Mercury retrograde fashion, I took the opportunity to reconsider, revamp my website, and, do some editing. And since it's on my mind, I thought to talk about all of the different sorts of astrology readings that I offer, what they mean, and I wanted to present them with an eye for understanding that there are so many ways to engage with astrology and to enlist the support of an astrologer that are not necessarily just centered on your natal chart. So let's talk about some of the astrology readings that I offer. So the third type of reading that I offer is a progressed chart reading. It's the kind of reading that you could do at any point in your life. And it's basically the idea of if your natal chart is an energetic blueprint for how things may show up and unfold for you over the course of your lifetime, the progressed chart reading talks about the distance that you have come since your natal chart and what phase of life you are in this moment. It's almost as if we take the natal chart and put it on a dial and fast forward, clicking it up to see how you have progressed, how you have grown, how you have healed, and the ways in which your energetic blueprint might have changed since the day and moment of your birth. The progress chart is more open-ended. It can be run at any moment, at any time during the year, and its findings are not limited to a 365-day period. It's more about, okay, what phase of life am I in right now? I think that the progress chart is really good for when you're feeling stuck, or where you are questioning your direction in life. I think that it's a really good way to illuminate, like I said, the phase of life that you're in now and the ways in which you have changed and grown since your natal chart and the directions you're headed into. We can look at it through the lens of any of the 12 houses or areas of life. We can look at how your identity, first house sorts of things has changed. We could look at how your relationships have changed, like 7th house sorts of things. Or if you just have a general question about like career, we can combine looking at like the 10th and 11th house as well as the 6th and 2nd house. So yeah, it's it's much more open-ended and nuanced than the solar return reading. I think it's a chart that talks more about like your emotional, psychological growth, how you have evolved over time, literally how you have progressed over time. And I think it's really useful to understanding what phase of life you are in. And I think it can be really useful for when you are feeling stuck or otherwise challenged in terms of like the direction that you are heading as compared to where you've been. I think it can be really useful in times of transition, I guess is what I'm trying to convey. Like if the natal chart is like your energetic blueprint, kind of like the factory settings or the beta testing, or I guess the alpha testing for your particular software, then the progressed chart could be more about like how you have evolved over time, or maybe the updates to the system, or running the beta model of the astrology program that you're on. And it's just a really good way to understand growth over time and the things that you are headed into as you continue to grow, develop, heal, challenge yourself, change, and progress. So that's the third kind of reading that I offer. But once again, I'm just underlining that there are so many different ways that you can engage with astrology that are not just looking at your natal chart. So yeah, a progressed chart reading is a really good way to understand the ways in which you have grown over time and what you are growing into in the future. Does that make sense? I think so. So that's it. That's the video. Just wanted to offer up that information about how that reading works exactly, and stick around as we explore the other 7 readings. Also, if you would like to support this video, feel free to give a super thanks below. And if you want to support this channel and my capacity to offer up videos like this, consider joining the channel. Become a member of the Cosmic Cuties. You can check out the join button here below, and it shows you all of the membership levels and all of the cool perks that you get for being a member. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being part of my community, and thank you for making time for queer astrology. Bye, y'all. May the Mercury retrograde odds be ever in your favor.